It's the same.
Spida Hunter from ehpfitness.com. He knows a bit about fitness.
From EHP Fitness and Spida Hunter on Twitter, SPIDA Hunter, one word. The man himself joins us this morning from his gymnasium. G'day there, Spider.
Morning, Wammo.
Last week on the show, we were talking about breathing and how to breathe correctly, because, you know, there was, even though it seemed obvious, the tips you gave were very helpful, because I don't think many people breathe correctly at all. But now this week, continuing on that theme of sort of moving into spring, diets. You overheard a bit of a diet conversation this week.
Yeah, it was an interesting one, Wammo. I was sitting around. I mean, I hear them all the time and stuff, or hear the conversations like that all the time about what people perceive they should and shouldn't do. And what struck me most, Wammo, was that the amount of conviction in what was said and was passed on to somebody else.
What was said?
And I was just, you know, that there should be a cheat day in eating, and when you're doing a diet, there should be a cheat day. And I agree, and that you know, you shouldn't hold everything to be 100% perfect, because it just won't work out for you, and you'll burn and crash real quick. Yeah. But for me, it was like, well, why does there have to be a diet? You know, why do we label stuff with things? You know, like, I mean, it's easy to call it a diet when, in actual fact, all you're doing is eating better than what you should be doing. True.
Well,
yeah, like,
depending on the diet. I mean, there's some pretty freaky diets out there, like the lemon diet and the oxygen diet. Grapefruit diet, yeah. I mean, there's some pretty freaky stuff where you could really do damage to yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on, you know, your objective, and lots of people like to think that they're hardcore, but not really hardcore. So, and again, it always comes back to the same message that I normally produce with regards to eating. Like, first, you need to shift your mindset. Like, if you think of a diet, you think of restriction. You know, it's the word die with a capital T on the end of it. So that's the first thing you need to eradicate, is not go, well, I'm on a diet. Just think I'm changing my lifestyle. It's really as simple as that. Because if you go down the diet road, then you can't have this, you can't have that, you can't, you know, so you need to look at the words that you use in the terminology, and I suppose the emotional attachment that you have to it as well, because that was another thing that struck me, was that, you know, the person that was expressing what they thought had so much emotional attachment to it, and I was like, whoa, this is dangerous. Backtrack here, I just won't say nothing, I'll just, you know, yes, sir, yes.
So you're in the camp of, well, you know, eat well, keep everything in balance.
Yeah, to a point. Like, at some stage you have to swing the pendulum. You know, like, for example, if you're having KFC fish and chips 5 nights a week, as an example, you know, at first, rather than wipe that clean of you, because you're going to go through, you know, food addiction withdrawals, I would rather go, well, okay, you do it 5 times a week, let's cut it back to 4.
Okay.
You know, once we've achieved 4, let's cut it back to 3.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather do, and I'd take away something, but give you something in return.
Because that's what.
So therefore,
sorry, are you saying that's what kills a diet, is going cold turkey?
Well, most people can't handle cold turkey. Like, some people will start off 1 week, 2 weeks, and then they'll fade away into 4 or 5, where it just doesn't, compute. Let's face it, going cold turkey on something is really hard. And if you were to turn it up on its butt and said, okay, now you're going to drink every night for 14 days, most people won't do that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, if you put, flip it up on that scenario on its butt, you'd go, well, it's just as ridiculous as saying, right, wipe the slate clean of all the junk food, of all the evil things that it says you're not to do in the Bible and everything else. We're not looking very healthy. That's just one extreme to the next. That's going from a gang member to the church.
That's a very refreshing perspective, Spida. I think you might have cheered a few people up this morning with that one. Hey, cheers for that. And if people want to continue the conversation, they can at ehpfitness.com. Also on Twitter, twitter.com/Spida Hunter, SPIDA Hunter, one word. Spida, we'll catch you next week, huh?
Awesome, brother. Thank you.
Time now on Kiwi is 19 minutes past.